Hello, I'm Samantha, and today I'm going to teach you a kata, a sequence of moves. And this sequence of moves in particular is going to keep you in the game. I recommend going over it, taking some notes and writing down the poses, and then memorizing the kata so you can take it with you wherever you go. This is a strong kata, but you can do it. We'll start at the top of our mat. Find that bowspring position with your springs. Hips back, radiant heart, light and up. And I'm going to take a Hercules clasp of the hands. Sit in order to step back to a tribal lunge. I'll take one hand to each knee. Equal weight in both feet. Push the hips back and wide. And then I'll take the right forearm down to the right leg. Left hand sweeps to ecstasy for side coil. I'll take a couple pulses here, opening the belly, pushing down through the paws of the foot. And then I'll take both hands to the right knee. And here, I'm still going to keep the belly long, the hips back, and I'll twist the ribs to the right. Don't think about it, Steve. Twist your ribs to the right. And then we'll go to a bowspring triangle. You can slide your right hand to your shin or your ankle, whatever works for you. And then push your belly open. Make sure you still keep the spring in your legs. Keep your neck long. And you can even bow your belly and look towards the top of your mat. Find the spring, sit down, and step back forward to the top of your mat, and we'll repeat that on the other side. I'll flip the grip, Hercules clasp, sit into my spring, and drag my right foot in order to step back to the tribal lunge. One hand on each knee, equal weight on both feet, and the hips go back and wide, radiant heart is full. And then I'll come into side coil pose. Right hand to ecstasy, to headrest, or to neck hook. Find a pulsation. And from here, find the bowspring triangle. The left hand goes wherever your flexibility allows. Instead of locking out the legs, we'll keep a gentle bend in them, or maybe for you, it's a big bend, and the top arm doesn't swing or dislocate. It's pushing towards the long edge of your mat. And then we'll sit in order to step forward. Whoop. Back to earth pose. Now I'm going to step back again with one foot to a wide-legged stance. And from the wide-legged stance, I'll come to a wide-legged recovery. All right. Keep your hips back and wide. And I want to show you this from the side. In the wide-legged recovery, I've still got an inward curve of the lumbar spine. Takes a lot of energy. Takes a lot of heel lightness and a lot of opening in the belly to do that, but you can do it. And then I'm going to touch down my seat, hands forward on the ground. Take a couple pulses here. I know it's intense. And then take your dome hands to spring hands and walk your feet back. And lower down to all fours. Once in all fours, simplify. So that means going over the algorithm, having a long belly, fullness in the radiant heart, engagement in your roots and your wings. And then we're going to go to a humble cat on each side. So I'm going to roll over the top of one foot. I didn't step it forward a lot, and I kept my tail lifted as I transitioned. You can kickstand the foot that's still on the floor. Well, both of them are on the floor, but kickstand the one that's still in hero foot. And then find a pulsation here. Square your shoulders to the top of your mat. Oh, my back just popped there. So you're twisting, your hips are going one way, but your ribs are going the other. And you can keep pulsing like this, or you can add a spiral. To add the spiral, tilt your head towards your right hand, dome your left hand, and then take your left hand through ecstasy. And then find a pulsation, opening the belly, rooting the hips back towards the back heel, puts more lightness on the front hand. And then return back to all fours, mindfully transition, and then we'll try the other side. So on the other side, you can see how I keep the inward lumbar curve as I transition to humble cat. Roll over the top of the right foot, kickstand the left. So I kept this curve here, and then I'm going to pull my ribs forward and square towards the top of the mat, using the feet to help lift the tail. I'll tilt the left ear towards the left shoulder, the right arm domes and sweeps through ecstasy. Pulsation. And then touch the dome to spring as you transition back to all fours. We're going to take our hands wide, wider than the mat, and I'll move my hair out of the way so you can see my back for this one. For the panther push-up, we want to keep fullness between the shoulder blades, even as we go down. So you need to press your chest up through your shoulder blades, all right? I know it's tricky. Have a friend watch you do it, especially you guys. Walk your knees back and push your butt back. Don't let it pull forward. Keep it nice and far back. Lift your trunk up between your shoulders. Push your elbows wide and stay long in the belly. And then you can take a couple up and downs. Or you can lower down belly button first. Walk your elbows forward. And then use your elbows pushing down to peel your ribs forward. Pick your feet off of the floor. Push your knees down. So the knees go down, the hips go up and back. The elbows pull and your belly gets longer. So you're separating your spine. We'll take a gentle and slow windshield wiper. Feet go left and right, keeping the bowspring shape. And then return the tops of the feet to the floor. We'll reach the arm to the floor, and I'm going to roll to the side. Step the foot back, touch the head down, roll to my back, and then supine shift back to the center of your space, where we will take our final pose, supine twist. I love this one. This is one of my favorites. So make sure that the tailbone is untucked and you've got your nice lumbar curve. You've got a cervical curve here. Reach your arms up to a V vector. Pretend like you're pushing your fist into a wall behind you. Keep your glutes active, and then put your heels on an imaginary exercise ball in front of you, and then you can feel your core. Let your core fall towards your spine. Let it get longer. And then you'll roll onto your right glute. Push your belly long. Yeah, and then roll onto the left glute. Long belly. Ooh. And you can play around with pedaling the legs or stretching them to wave leg. Tilt your ears back and use your head pressure in the floor as part of the exercise. Thank you for practicing with me today. Keep this one up and keep practicing. See you later.